I feel the need to talk about the reminiscence of the New England Patriots. Just when I thought they were dead, here they come with Cam Newton, and they look good. Now, be it was against the Miami Dolphins, but they look good. So how about we take an audible and bring in someone who knows a little bit about fantasy and a lot about New England. Entering Bucks Report's own Joshua Cole Allen. Welcome to the show, sir.
What's going on, Alex? Thanks for having me on, man.
Man, I needed some heat and I needed some information. Now, you write for the Bucks Report.
Correct.
But last time I checked, you were from Boston, right?
Correct. I lived there for 32 years of my life. I moved down to Tampa about a year and a half ago now. And I got the opportunity to cover sports for the Buccaneers. And just so happens, my boys came down and followed me with me. So kind of worked out. It gave me an inside edge because I know a lot about Tom and Gronk, obviously. I've just been working hard and trying to bring the content and the knowledge that I have from watching them in New England for 20 years and 10 years to the Buccaneers.
Excellent. Now let's talk about New England. Cam Newton, bro, Cam. How did they look week one?
You know, there's definitely some things that needs to work on. Obviously, passing is one of them. But we're living in a COVID world with no preseason, no intra-squad scrimmages. You knew there would be some adjustments. So Cam did what he did best, and he used his legs. And it happened, to pull it out for a win along with that defense, which I'll get into in a little bit here. You combine the two of those and the experience that they have, and it led to a win.
I have bad news for you, sir, because, you guys are facing Seattle this Sunday, and that's a dangerous proposition. And I have a representative who wants to let you know how she really feels about the situation. Enter in our Turf Media's own editor-in-chief, Dayna O'Gorman. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you, Ms. Gorman. Ms. Gorman, this is your first appearance on the show, and people need to know what work you do. So please, the floor is yours for a minute or two.
Thanks. So Our Turf Football is a website that covers all 32 NFL teams by women. All of our reporters are female reporters. I am a senior NFL reporter. I cover the AFC West and the NFC West, but my heart and soul is blue and green. I've been a Seahawks fan my whole entire life. And so I'm really lucky that I get to cover them and I get to debate about them today.
Uh-oh. She says she wants smoke. Oh. All right. So for those who don't know, this is how the debate is going to go. Josh, you're the visiting team, so you're going to go first. You're going to have 2 minutes. Try to present your position. Respect is utmost because an editor-in-chief, her time is precious. After your 2 minutes, we'll have a little breather, and then Ms. O'Gorman will have 2 minutes on how the Seahawks are going to dismantle the New England Patriots. After that, you'll each have 45 seconds. I'm going to bump out so you two can handle business. Josh, you go first because you're the visiting team. Are you ready, sir?
I am. Well, first of all, speaking of smoke, I just want to say, my thoughts go out to everyone in the Seattle and Washington area and all up and down the West Coast with those forest fires. Serious situation. But it looks like the game was in question because of the air quality. It looks like it's good to go, which is good news for this team because even if you guys are playing at home, there's no fans in the stands. So you automatically lose that 12th man right there. It's a huge edge. And, dangerous, he had a good game last week. I'm not going to lie. 4 touchdowns, over 300 yards passing, but he was going up against a suspect Cleveland Browns defense and secondary. He's going against, the best defense in the NFL from last year. It's going to be hard for DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett to get open against the reigning defensive player of the year and Stephon Gilmore and up-and-coming studs, game-sealing interception, J.C. Jackson, John Jones back there. You got the McCourty twins back there doing their thing. Adrian Phillips coming out of nowhere. Young stud Kyle Duggar in the second round. Yes, the Patriots did lose almost their entire linebacking core. They have, good players there, Chase Winovich, Josh Uche, who can still get after the quarterback. And that's one thing you guys are dealing with some injuries and some veteran days on the offensive line. That's where they can really kind of attack you. And as for their passing defense, let up 182 yards. So I don't see the 300-something yards that Dangerous had last year, Russell Wilson, last game. And as for rushing, you guys had a very weak rushing attack last week. Carson did get in the end zone twice, but those are on receptions. And the Patriots held the Miami Dolphins. Now, I know they don't have an amazing running game, the Dolphins, but they held them to 87 yards on the ground. So that's something that this defense can really go up against and really handle. And that's not even getting into the offense. Cam Newton, in this pandemic, he showed everybody that his legs are still there. And as the passing game is evolving, he'll get the players more involved. N'Keal Harry looked pretty good besides that fumble. Julian Edelman is going to do what Jules does and get open. It's going to be a very exciting game, and I'll leave the rest that I have to say for the rebuttal.
Awesome. Well, you know what? I'm not going to disagree with you on some things there. Oh, Alex, can I go ahead and go?
Go for it.
Sorry. Moment. No, I can't disagree with you. The secondary in New England is fantastic, and I am a big, huge defense fan, so I love that. I love it when the defense is the star of the show. But I was actually really thrilled about Cam Newton coming in. I wanted to see that Bill Belichick, Cam Newton thing going. I want to see what happened. But let me just tell you this. I have one stat for you. One stat alone, 14-2. And that is Russell Wilson's primetime record. Russell Wilson does not get beaten often when the lights are bright and you're on national television. Here's the thing. There's been a change in philosophy this year in Seattle. We truly believe it. And yes, that Seattle has been a running team forever. For a clear back, Marshawn Lynch's first season there, right? But now the term "let Russ cook" is showing up. And now they're letting him play to his strengths. And he had a fantastic game. Now, you are not wrong when it comes to the Atlanta secondary. That was definitely a very big question mark. But I think we're just beginning to see what can happen when you let Russell Wilson take over. I think Chris Carson as a receiving running back was beautiful. We hadn't seen that before, and it opens up a ton more options. But I think that Seattle has the edge is the fact that this now fantastic secondary, with the addition of Jamal Adams and the addition of Quandre Diggs and the addition of Quentin Dunbar, is now going to be one of the strongest secondaries and be right up there with the New England Patriots. And they play against a running mobile quarterback every day in practice, probably the best mobile quarterback in the NFL right now. So they are going to be primed and ready. I do think we'll see a little bit more of the run game this time. We'll have to see how that goes. But I think that there is going to be a sharp difference between playing the Miami Dolphins and playing the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle on prime time for the Patriots.
Yikes. She was smooth with that. All right, so she jumped right in. She has no fear. She is an editor of Art Turf Media, and she covers the NFL. So, Josh, you got 45 more seconds. Hey, step your game up. You up.
I completely agree. It's a big challenge, but I think the Patriots and Bill Belichick, this team is up for it. Going back to 2008, the last 4 games played between New England and Seattle have all been decided by touchdown or less.
Sure.
I think that Cam will put on a Superman cape. He'll go out there. He showed what he can do with his legs. After another live competition, we'll see more of that arm strength. Julian Edelman out there, N'Keal Harry, some of these tight ends will get more involved. The passing backs will get more involved. I really think it's going to come down to a battle of 2 great coaches, Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick. And at the end, I always, Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time. And I trust that he will run it at the goal line and not pass it.
Ow.
Had to save that in my back pocket.
It's fair. I would have done the same thing to you. I'm not going to lie.
You saw how he did that. You saw what he did there. Dayna.
I know
Go for it.
Coming, right? If you're Seahawks fan, you know that's coming every time. You got to do it. Here's the thing. I completely 100% agree with you. This is going to come down to coaching. And these are 2 of the best coaches in the NFL who have massive respect for each other. And that is wonderful and one of the great things. I think that the rivalry between the Patriots and the Seahawks will always be there because of that Super Bowl. But at the same time, a lot of those players are gone now. And these are new teams. These are young teams. They're fun teams. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch how they adjust to each other. They're not going to be able to let Russ pass as much with that good secondary, just as much as now Cam Newton has to, who does not have a great record against Seattle. I hate to bring it up. I think that he's won once, maybe twice every time he's played Seattle. But I think that they are going to have to adjust for him. Luckily, like I said before, they have that ability. So I know this is a new Patriots team. I know it's not a new coach, but I still think Seattle comes out on top.
That was excellent. Joshua Cole Allen of the Bucks Report, The Audible, and Friday Night Fantasy.
Sir.
Thank you for coming on. Hopefully this won't be the last time because you are covering the AFC East with that Patriot logo. So I'll be seeing you back.
Absolutely. Got a couple more primetime games up on the schedule. I want to thank you, Alex. I want to thank you, Dayna. That was a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a close game. I really do. I think it's another touchdown or less game, and I think the Pats can pull it out, but we'll wait till Sunday night. It should be a good matchup.
Thank you, sir. Dayna O'Gorman, thank you for your time. I know your time is precious. I want to give you a minute and a half. Let the people know what you do, where you're from, why you're a Seahawks fan, and your future expectations.
Awesome. So I grew up close, not too far from Seattle, and then lived there for years. But I've been a Seahawks fan since I was 11, thanks to my grandfather. And so I've been around this team forever, and I've loved football my entire life. Worked now for Our Turf Football, and it's Our Turf FB on Twitter. And like I said, we cover all 32 teams. I'm just lucky enough to cover 2 of the best divisions that are out there right now with the NFC West and the AFC West. I really think that this year is going to be a special year for Seattle. I think that we are seeing a slight shift in philosophy, maybe not completely. We can't be, it's Pete Carroll. He's a little stuck in his ways, but we can hope there'll be a slight shift in philosophy. And this defense is so much better than it was last year. So I'm expecting a lot of good things for this team.
You guys going to win the division?
With the way San Francisco's starting off? Yep. There's some questions.